receive the thanks of a grateful nation when they came home. And how important it is that we gather here today to recognize your service, your bravery, and the sacrifice of your fellow platoon mates who did not make it home. So Bob's a pretty extraordinary man, for those of you who know him, and I'm looking to get to know you better other than through print and what you published, but through your service. He served for almost three years during the height of the war. And if you read the pitched battle, for which his extraordinary medals are in part a reflection of, was a battle that was so famous. Walter Cronkite, the voice of God for this nation, recognized this battle. It was a pitched battle in which 16 Americans did not survive, were killed on the field of battle, leading Bob to be elevated to commander, moved up in rank because it was what was needed at the time. 47 North Vietnamese did not survive that battle. It was a brutal, pitched battle during a difficult and dangerous time in the war, and that you would be entrusted with that job, and in the midst of what clearly must have been a horrifically bloody battlefield, with your comrades and your friends having died around you. And I, as a mother now of a 26-year-old and a 23-year-old and a 20-year-old, my sons were 20 and 23, and I think of them, you being that age, and then think about the young people you know at the high school here, parishioners at church, a little younger than you, stepping up to answer the call to serve this country in a war that was deeply unpopular, to go there and serve with valor and distinction and honor, even at a time when the country was not recognizing the value of that. And today is a tiny way, a small, but I hope you understand it to be a heartfelt way, for us to recognize the injustice of how this country treated our brave men and women who came home, who were only doing what the country asked them to do, which is what our military do. Answer that call and serve. And so today's ceremony I see as a small part of that healing that we need to have in this country around the Vietnam War, and of recognition of the valor and the service of those who served at that time. And by you allowing us to present these medals and allowing it to be public is a way to help right that wrong, to recognize the bravery of you and so many others, and the sacrifice of those who did not return home. And I hope to encourage and uplift the importance of public service, including serving in the military right now, with an all-volunteer force that's quite small. Same people going back over and over again, as Mike Zakea has been helping me better understand the needs of our current veterans and what we need to do, again, to learn some of the lessons of Vietnam, the lessons of Agent Orange and Blue Water veterans, so we do better by the young men and women who are serving now. But when I saw your name, I want to tie back to this with the Time magazine part. And if we think about how Bob served with such distinction as a young man, and then came back as part of truth-telling, part of what we believe in the United States about the First Amendment, about getting the truth out. And what an important what an important part of Vietnam and post-Vietnam was about this country being willing to tell the truth even when it's hard. And how it seems so appropriate that your commitment and your sacrifice then led to a lifetime of a different sort of service, but equally important in a democracy. The service of the media, of the press, of the First Amendment, of telling the truth, whether it's pretty or not pretty, and of calling us as a nation to do better. So I want to thank you for both service, your service as a very young man in a difficult and dangerous time, and then your commitment to serve this country in service of democracy, to allow us to be informed, to be challenged by the truth, and to vigorously engage in democracy. And at a point when we're having a presidential contest right now, I think it's particularly fitting that Bob be honored and recognized today, and for all of us to realize service comes in many different forms and flavors, on battlefields, and in classrooms, in newsrooms, and in churches and synagogues. So again, We are so grateful for your service, grateful that you came home, able to raise your wonderful family, and to serve American democracy through choosing to turn your talents to a vital underpinning of what else allows us as Americans to live in this great and wonderful land. So thank you so very much. Are we going to start with the medals? I think we're going to start with the medals, and then I'd love to, obviously he's ready. You can tell he's a newspaper man. He's got his remarks ready to go. So we are going to do the medals now, and then we'll welcome you to the podium to share with us some reflections on your service. Okay, we're going to make sure. This is I'm just saying, this is a very nice collection of medals. If you've not been to ceremonies before, there are some here you don't see very often. And that's really a testament to Bob's service. Starting from the top, the combat infantry, this is badge right here. We have, yes, the air medal.
20 aerial combat flights.
20 aerial combat flights. If you think about, if you remember the footage from Vietnam, 20 aerial combat flights was a lot and was very dangerous.
And that's the Army Commendation Medal.
Army Commendation Medal here in the middle with the green. Vietnam service, this red and yellow here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
That's
no.
Vietnam Defense. No,
Viet-
National Defense.
National Defense, I was going to say, I recognize
You're
that.
right,
That's not
yes.
Vietnam.
Yes.
This one.
There it is.
Vietnam service with the 3 battle stars. And then here we have
So, well, this one is expert.
Expert marksman, but with 2 bars.
Sharpshooter
Sharpshooter
and marksman.
and marksman.
Right.
Don't mess with him. I think we're just saying, don't mess with this one. And I suspect that training is like riding a bike. You don't want to mess with him now. Once you learn how to handle a rifle that way, it doesn't leave you. It doesn't leave you.
This one will go on top, and that's the one you want out. And I can hold this.
Okay, why don't we get you?
Just come out of the way.
We're gonna have these. I'm gonna put this down for a second and we'll try to, it's a good thing we have a little lip there to
Yes.
prevent that from. Almost even color coordinated.
I know. First cat is like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you for your service. Thank you. I'd ask you to all rise, please.